Welcome to my series cycling from Alaska to Argentina. In this video I cycled 300 miles through the great state of Washington. I get soaked to my core, encounter wildlife on Washington's tallest mountain, and camp in some beautiful places. So I'm in Victoria now, just waiting for the ferry across to Washington. And I've had about a month off here, staying with a friend of about 20 years. And it's been really nice to just have a rest and a reset and a bit of time off the bike. Although I have to say, I am very much ready to get back on the road now. I'm really excited to be traveling again. And I can't wait for what the next few months in the US has in store for me. After a short ferry ride, I was back in the United States of America. I headed straight onto the Olympic Discovery Trail to get to Agnew, where I'd be spending the night with a Warm Showers host. So I've made it to my Warm Showers host, and he has given me a cabin to stay in, which is really kind. He's just a really nice old guy called Lonnie, who is just kind of hosting people. He said it's just something to do, and fair play to him, it's really nice. He's just helping people out. I think he said he's hosted over 2,500 people between warm showers and couch surfing, which is just an incredible amount of people that he's helped. In the morning, Lonnie treated me to a fantastic breakfast, and fueled by his hospitality, I set off to make my way up into the Olympics. This is really cool. Ocean's Revenge, created entirely from man-made beach junk. So I told myself I'm going to take it easy since I've had a fair amount of time off the bike, and this is not taking it easy. But I'm having a great time, so I'm not going to complain. Looks like I've left the paved roads behind. Just getting fun now. I'm definitely in America. Today has actually been quite a tough day. In my head, I'm still kind of as fit as I was when I cycled for 24 hours straight. And even though it's only been 5 weeks now off the bike, I'm definitely not that fit anymore. And when there's that kind of gap between your ego and your ability, it's really challenging mentally. So today has been a very good humbling that I've definitely needed. And hopefully tomorrow, it'll be a new day, a new mentality, and it'll feel a lot easier. I see blue skies, there's hope, it's gonna be a good day. Since it's been pouring with rain, I've ended up changing my route. I'm going to go a bit more direct because I've got a Warm Showers host tonight, and I think they're making me dinner, and I'm going to have a warm bed and a shower. And I'd rather get there sooner than get there at like 9 PM because I'm trying to stick it out on these very wet mountain passes. Probably the best view I've had all day. As the rain cleared, I reached my Warm Showers host Lou. The following day, I ventured across to the Kitsap Peninsula to meet Bob, a viewer of my videos who generously offered me a place to stay. After a wonderful few days, I said goodbye and boarded the ferry to Seattle, setting my sights on my next goal, reaching Washington's tallest peak, Mount Rainier. So I'm up bright and early today because last night I basically had to camp illegally because I just couldn't find anywhere to stay. I was hoping to make it up into the Cascades so I could wild camp, but I just didn't make it that far. And by, I think it was about 9 PM, I ended up on this public walking trail, so I thought I'd just pitch my tent and it should be okay. And then about 2 in the morning, I got woken up by a flashlight on my tent, and the guy told me that I was actually on private property. And luckily, he was really nice about it. He was really reasonable. He just basically asked me to move about 10 meters away and said I'd be good there. I went and moved all my stuff, started getting ready to go to sleep again, and he came back over and he actually gave me this goodie bag of water and food, which is just so kind. I'm up bright and early so I can get out of here before people start walking through. But that should be good because now I've got plenty of time to get myself to Mount Rainier today.
It's a serious amount of climbing, but I think I can make it in one day, possibly.
So I've been trying to find an off-road route to get to Mount Rainier, but I have to say this road is just idyllic. It's just carving its way through the forest. It's really quiet. I can't really ask for much more than this. Also, what a beautiful day to be cycling to a mountain. So that right there is Mount Rainier, which is where I'm heading, hopefully today. I'm going to be spending the next few days. It looks absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to get up close. I'm actually really excited. These next few days are going to be awesome. Well, my route was meant to take me up this road here, but this sign is not giving me much confidence. Well, I've just taken a look at the route and it does seem that the road that I'm meant to be following does become unpaved. So maybe it's just a dead end for cars, I don't know. I think I'm gonna risk it because this highway here is really busy and I'd much rather get off it if I can. Well, I'm really hoping that this isn't a dead end because that would be very annoying. So I just stopped to make a coffee and I've accidentally stumbled across probably the best camp spot I've ever found. Have a look at this. What? Well, I've now made it to Cougar Rock Campground where I'm going to be staying for the next couple of nights. And in the morning, I've got to cycle the rest of the way up to the trailhead where I'm going to be hiking from. So it's going to be a pretty exhausting day, but it should be epic. I cannot wait for this hike. Instead of cycling, I decided to stick my thumb out by the side of the road, and after just a couple of minutes, I found myself a ride. Well, I've successfully managed to hitchhike up to the trailhead, and I'm so excited because I've barely started hiking and it's already beautiful. It's going to be amazing. I can't believe it, there's a mountain goat up here. This is insane. So I've been following it for a while now and I've managed to get pretty close. But this time he did look at me, so I don't want to go too close because he's a big boy. He could definitely do some damage if he wanted to. What a beautiful animal though. I then made my way to the summit of the hike where I met Quinton, a solo van life traveller. See, when wanderlust strikes, it can sometimes feel like you see the world in a different way to everyone around you. Yet one of the greatest gifts of solo travel is the opportunity to meet like-minded people such as Quinton, who share your passion for adventure and curiosity of the unknown. Quinton also gave me a rare experience of hanging out with someone who might be crazier than I am. The following day, I ventured back up the mountain to take on the snow-covered ascent to Camp Muir. The route revealed even more breathtaking views. However, as I ran out of food and water and realised I was already late to vacate my campsite, I made my way back down and rode into a town called Packwood. So I'm in a small town called Packwood now, and it seems to be quite a typical American small town where you've just got this one highway kind of going along and everything's just built along it. And I imagine quite a lot of the residents live out in the woods in the surrounding areas as well. But there's a really nice feeling to it here, and the location it's in is just absolutely beautiful. It's really, really pretty around here.
Is a penguin a bird? Just checking.
Writing happy songs ain't easy with you around. Cliche words about love that holds no bounds.
This is in France, so strike two.
Don't count other happy times together we won't share. Not since the day you put me down.
It's looking like I might have to go back and find another way. This is just way too rough. Well, I was just getting started on an extremely long hill that would have taken me like all day to cycle up. I think it was about 4,000, maybe even more than that feet of elevation gain, when this grey pickup truck kind of drives past me, and then a couple of minutes later I see it coming back down the hill towards me. The guy driving it offers me a ride up the hill because he obviously knows how bad these roads are and he knows how hilly it's going to be for me. And I'm always conflicted in these situations because I've obviously come here to cycle and to ride these roads, but I always feel like I'm going to miss out on something if I say no. So I said yeah, and I'm glad I did because it was really interesting just sitting and chatting with him. He's out here hunting, so talked all about hunting and learned some more about that. And he's also lived in Washington his whole life, so he was living near St. Helens when it erupted in the 80s. So kind of hearing what that was like living here when that happened was really interesting. I just got him to drop me off, and I'm about 10 miles now from Taklak Lake, which is where I'm staying tonight, which basically sits at the base of Mount Adams and is meant to be like insanely beautiful. So I can't wait to get there. But I hopped out early because this road we're on right now is just an awesome gravel road that's just carving its way through these beautiful forests with colourful flowers by the roadside, and I just didn't want to miss out on riding it. So this next hour getting to the lake is going to be really fun riding. Hi, how's it going? Wow. Well, after 5 days of just insanely good weather, the rain is coming, and and a lot of it is coming. So today I'm heading down to a town called Trout Lake, where I'm basically going to hide out the next couple of days and wait out the rain before I move on. So sadly, it's time to say goodbye to this just insanely beautiful camp spot. Might just stay here a little bit longer. It's just so unbelievably peaceful here. That just looks like absolute bliss out there. Kind of odd, but kind of cool, I guess. In the end, I only stopped in Trout Lake to try a delicious elk burger before continuing on to Bingen. It was there that I was picked up by Nadia, who I was due to be pet sitting for in 2 days, and kindly offered for me to come early and wait out the rain at her place. I spent the next week caring for her 2 cats and her crazy Jack Russell Milo. Each morning I was greeted by deer and turkeys in the garden, while throughout the day hummingbirds would flutter by to sip nectar from the feeders. It was the perfect place to prepare for the next phase of my adventure through Oregon.